My name is Mikki Austin. Officially, I'm the director of netball for Surrey Storm, but I'm also their head coach and an athlete, so I still play as well. Mikki Austin as a player is fire. She is red, she is your energizer. Mikki Austin, the player, is your do or die, put her body on the line, don't know anything other than grit your teeth and do all of the doggy work, I guess. All the graft and none of the glory. I don't have a niche, I'm not insanely good at anything, I'm certainly not very tall. But what I reckon I have is like a real grit your teeth, you will not outwork me kind of mentality. And that stood me in really good stead so far. Mikki Austin, the coach, is honest, for better or for worse, is well prepared, is diligent, and is intense. Mikki Austin, as the director of netball, is still learning, I guess. That's the side, really frankly, of this job that came as a consequence of me wanting to do the other stuff. My 10-year plan, end of career plan, retirement plan was to go into elite level coaching. It's always what I wanted to do. That opportunity presented itself 6 years earlier than I ever thought it would, but that included the director side of it. And it's all of that stuff that I've had to, spend a lot of time learning and growing within, finances, budgets, the community aspect of our franchise, not just the performance side of it, the commercial side of the franchise. So I think, yeah, the biggest way I would describe it is still learning. I mean, there's so many different challenges through having to wear so many hats. And I think it's probably that, like your time management. There's so many different aspects of the business that require me personally, my attention, my input. And it's just trying to balance where I can relinquish that control and say, no, do you know what, actually, maybe I need an oversight of that, but I don't need to be involved. I don't need to be hands-on. And where it is that, no, actually, that is a real big priority for me. And quite honestly, it's probably taken me, I've been in this job 4 years now and I still don't get it right. I didn't really know any other way when I started this job than to throw myself into it head first, probably let it consume far too much of my life, made a lot of sacrifices and a lot of mistakes along the way. And it was only through doing that after a year, I had to sort of sit down and go, right, like, was that actually beneficial? Did any part of it actually get the best version of me? Or was I just burning the candle at all ends and was just insanely run down, probably mentally broken, definitely physically broken as well? So yeah, probably time management is the hardest aspect. Yeah, look, hey, I talk about it and I try and be quite frank. And anyone who's ever asked me about this job, I've always tried to be really open with it is really hard. And I think I'd be foolish to sit here and say it wasn't. However, I'm insanely lucky to get to do what I do. And that is the overriding feeling at the end of every week, at the end of every day. Being a player at a professional level is one thing, and that was my dream as a kid. It was all I ever wanted to do since the age of 12. So I feel so blessed that I've had a 12-year career so far in Super League. There's only 11 teams in our league, so there's only 11 coach spots in the whole league, and I'm one of them, and was the youngest at 24, and I'm really proud of that. And there are fewer director of netballs and head coaches all rolled into one. So I'm so blessed to be in this position. So no matter how stressful it is, no matter how difficult I may find it, win, lose or draw, I am really, really fortunate. And I try and never let that feeling pass me by because I know it won't be here forever. Yeah, I think naturally, like as a player, throughout my whole playing career, I've always been really influenced by coaches, good, bad, or ugly. So yeah, there's certainly been coaches in my athlete life that have had a really lasting effect on me, and I think that shows, and that probably shows in the way that I deliver as well as a coach. You know, I'm very explicit before any player even signs for this franchise about my expectations. These are the two values that I hold really in high regard, which is hard work and honesty. If you can't give me either of those two things, then this place isn't for you, and that's okay. But just so you know, early on, this is what we operate on here. And I probably think that's really important because of the nature of my role. Like, it's really convoluted, and playing for a player coach isn't for everyone. It's really tough because I want to be your friend, but I'm not your friend. And at times I act like your friend, but I'm not. I'm your gaffer. And it's my job, when it comes down to it, to be able to make really hard decisions for the benefit of pushing this franchise forward to where it wants to be. Unfortunately, I'm not shy about doing that. I try and do things the right way in terms of sitting people down and having that face-to-face. And we try and be very subjective in the way that we operate here. It's not based on my opinion or what I think and feel. It's based on statistics and numbers. Therefore, I can try and remove the personal from it as much as possible. But yeah, I think probably the coaches that moulded me as a player have probably had a really long-lasting effect in how I now deliver as a coach. But more so than anything, my family. You know, I am insanely blessed by my inner circle, as we would like to call it. My dad, Big Al, if you met him, he would be the spit of me. I am him, for better or for worse. And I love that about me. I can see so much of his ambition, of his hard work, of his relentlessness, in me. Same as my mum. My sister is my best friend in the entire world. And I think, you know, they have so many values that they have within a family setting that I really think are transferable into life and into sport. Therefore, I really do try and conduct myself no different as I would as a person to how I am as a coach. Because yeah, that is my job. That doesn't define who I am. Like, I'm a person before I'm anything. I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm an auntie. And all of those things are really, really important to me. What I do as a job is just one tiny part that makes me me, but it isn't everything.